while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire.
Okay, so here we are back with Ranzow, and as promised, I wanted to get to the inner workings of the ship, so today's the day. So just before I do, there's a couple of things that I want to explain that I'm still looking into, and hopefully I'm going to figure out a way to do it. Now, one of them, like I said, is this is the radar. Now, typically it sits up high, so like this, and when the mast drops to clear, the radar actually comes down so. I have this taped up, but I can bend it over. So what happens is mast goes down to clear bridge, radar goes down to clear bridge, yeah? So I found the solution for that. Now let's start at the top just so y'all can see everything. This is what I'm planning for in the cabin. Okay, let's start with the ship's compass. Now, granted, it's kind of small, and small as in, I don't know if you can see, that little face is where the face of the compass is supposed to go and will go. However, I'm going to light that, so that way the compass lights at night. It will be lit with a red light. I've got to glue the windows in yet, and then the lighting's going to go in. We have a couple of white lights and a couple of red lights because, of course, as we all know, ships on the bridge at night use red light, so we want to make it accurate to the actual ship, right? So let's move a couple of pieces here, and we'll get down to the guts of the ship at the front. So down in there we have the bow thruster. I'm just getting ready to wire it in, and this little motor here, this is part of the crane. Well, it is the crane motor that allows the base of the crane, when it is in position, to go 360 degrees, as well as to allow the crane itself to raise up and down. Sorry, it's a little hard to do this, you know, and hold the camera. Anyway, you get the idea. It's not like it's rocket science, yeah? So that's the motor for that. And now, what I did do up front here was I am planning on, I'm going to see if I can sneak this off. Now that I've got the deck plate apart, the one thing I wanted to show you is where those two copper tubes are. Underneath, I've attached two silicone tubes, and the reason is because what'll happen is eventually the tubes will run out the two holes in the bow here, and of course then that allows for the anchor to drop down, yeah? So they'll hang up in here, so, and that's why I left the tubes in, so that it is wide enough to allow the arm of the anchor to go up into the tube and allow it to sit properly. But it basically is going to guide the brass chain that y'all saw earlier to go nice and smoothly and never ever hang up. But the other thing is it allows you to wash down the chain just like a real ship when or after the windlass has pulled anchor. So here we have the bow thruster. This is a Graupner bow thruster. I forget the exact power of it. It's not terribly severe. It doesn't need to be for a bow thruster. What I did do, however, was I put in a second balsa frame here just to beef it up, because I did notice when I put the ship together, it actually had a twist in it. So I put 2 layers in here, another layer in here, and then when we get to the back, here is Ranzow's 2 12-volt motors. Like I said, she's twin screw, and I'm just getting ready. Here is the wiring that will go to the bow thruster up front. Okay, I've got the wiring getting ready to go on the motors and go into the ESC mount back in here. Okay, so the ESC and the receiver will mount back here. I have not yet got the servo hooked up to operate the rudders at the back. I've got them connected, I just don't have them connected to the servo. Okay, but the other deal is I put extra bracing in along the back here, because when you tried to put this top panel in, all of a sudden it really warps the whole ass end of the boat. The whole stern here ends up getting kind of cattywampus and going all over the place. I also switched out the rails here. They called for a much thinner rail. I've used 1/4-inch balsa square stock to go down the sides, connect into, of course, my double paneled or double framed section up front. I've left a single section in here, single section here, because I put a bunch of extra pieces under here to support the aft section of the ship. Now, here's the main reason I did that. Talking back about the crane again. Now the crane, my plan is with the motor that I've got in there now, and the way the crane is designed, I can't give you an exact number that I'm hoping to be able to lift, but I'm hoping to be looking at the 5-pound range. That's my goal. We'll see if I hit it or not, but that's my goal, is to hit a 5-pound range instead of a 5-ounce range. Huge difference, yeah? Half a pound to 5 pounds. So that is part of what's taking so long in the frame construction of the ship and working on the hull. The other thing is you can't hardly see it because I have sanded it down, and I have gone ahead and gel coated it off camera because I wanted to get everything else installed in here. But it has a layer of thin fiberglass. Okay, it's a half-pound fiberglass weave, and then it's gel coated over top to give it a nice, absolutely watertight seal inside. And that is why so far, I'm going to say so far, you're not seeing a bilge pump. I do have a bilge pump ordered and on the way for it, so it will also get a bilge pump, because of course the real boat has a bilge pump, so this one needs a bilge pump. It is on its way. I just got to get it installed. Once that's installed, I can finish all the soldering, which I am in the beginning stages of now. That I won't show you until it's complete, because as we all know, soldering's pretty basic, and it's easy, not a big deal. It's just really boring to watch a guy solder. So I'm going to skip the soldering stage, and the next video you'll see on the boat will partially be talking about the soldering at least, and describing where everything's going to go. I have to also get relay blocks for it. The relay blocks are coming so that I can connect everything into the several BECs that will be on board. Yes, I am going with BECs on pretty well all separate circuits for lights, bow thruster, bilge pump, the cranes. Well, I said cranes. Now I'm still still working on trying to figure out how I'm going to make that davit crane. The orange one, where did it go? It's around here somewhere. Oh, sorry, it's way off in the distance with the decking. It is the davit crane that sits basically in this neck of the woods and raises and lowers the launch. The launch, I am also trying to figure out how to motorize. It's just such a small launch that I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile. That's a discussion Dave and I are going to have. And I will let you know what comes of that. So anyway, that's where I am on Ranzow. I'll get the soldering done, get everything wired into place, and then I can start putting in the relay blocks, and then we can start buttoning down the decking permanently and getting finalized on the upper superstructure with the airbrushing, airbrush the hull properly, and get her all done. She's got some amazing good looking colors to her. That I'll also show you here real in the next video, the colors that she's going to get. I don't know what else I can tell you right now, so yeah, I guess we'll leave it there.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set